wallpaper are you doing?
I'm gonna be doing newspaper. It looks like old newspaper clippings.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's different.
And it's gonna go, but that's gonna be like behind the couch area is that, and then behind me here is I'm gonna paint that all green screen color. So whenever we're doing Thule or dog videos where I'm explaining dog shit, I could just sit there and Kyle could put the video behind me.
Cool. Do you know how to do wallpaper yourself, or will someone be coming in to do that?
Oh, Annalise will be doing that. And it's not like real wallpaper where you have to like wet it in a bucket and all that shit. It's just like peel and stick.
Oh, okay. My mother is unbelievable. Even the kind where you have to wet it and stick it.
No way, dude.
She was unbelievable at that in our house growing up.
So we are live now. There is about a 20-second delay, just so y'all are aware.
Good. So if we say something, then you cut the feed, Kyle.
Yeah,
so if we say something inappropriate, just cut the feed. All right. Well, so what we're doing here now, we're trying to do a little bit of Zero Block 30 live so people can interact a little bit more. If you have dog questions or if you have questions in general about what we're talking about, shoot it into the chat on YouTube. Kyle's keeping track of those and he will let us know. And Kyle, feel free to interrupt if there's a good question that comes up while we're doing it live. And it's
no problem.
But if it's a shitty question, obviously don't do that. So we're going to get into the actual show. Kate might be stopping by later. She's not sure because she just had a baby. So apparently she's busy.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when you said that. Obviously.
Well, I talked to her today for the first, FaceTime with her for the first time.
And how'd that go? How is she doing?
She confirmed that her taint is destroyed.
No.
She gave me a solid rundown that her taint, not only her taint, but she said that her, and I quote, nipperoons are feeling it. So
I feel like that's a pretty standard thing for all new mothers, especially those that are breastfeeding, right?
Yeah, I think giving birth has got to be kind of like graduating boot camp where
careful what you say here.
Where when you're graduating boot camp and you're in boot camp and you're going through recruit training, or even at West Point, I'm sure you went through this too, where you look at graduation as the end. But in reality, that's just the beginning.
That's a good point.
You think like when you're going to boot camp, like, fuck, I'm done, baby. We did it. And then you look at your contract, you're like, oh, fuck, I got 5 years. I got a while to go here. So I can't do that. I think that's the same thing with motherhood. She gives birth. And that's a 9-month process. Anytime you have a 9-month process, that's rough. And now she has to raise a fucking baby for the rest of her life.
Yeah, and that goes a lot further than just 9 months. That's give or take 18 years, which is a substantial part of one's life to do something for 18 years.
That's one of the only thing that Kanye was right about.
Yes. But the kid is still alive, so that's a positive.
Yeah,
it is.
It is. All right, let's get into the actual show here. You guys ready?
Are we gonna let me hit record here and then do it just like normal? Give us
I thought we were already recorded.
We're live
on YouTube, right?
We're live, but I haven't hit record yet. This won't make it into the official episode.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, well, that's
fun. People get a little behind the scenes action.
Oh, all right. I like that. Yeah. That's different. That's fun.
All right, here we go.
We are recording. Let's get it done.
All right, here we go. It's a Friday edition here on Zero Block 30, and today we have 5 rounds in the magazine. Round number 1, guard troops were ambushed in Texas. They were also held at gunpoint by one crazy motherfucking dude. Like this guy, in order to get so upset, imagine this was any other vaccine. It's not the coronavirus vaccine. Imagine somebody being this fired up about like mumps. You're like, you're bringing those goddamn mumps vaccines again? Not on my watch. Not with this Smith and Wesson I got right here. They're not going to do that. Round number 2. Not since the Axis powers have we seen such an unholy alliance as what's coming from the Pepsi and Peeps factory. This is an abomination to the Lord, so close to Easter, it makes me sick. By the way, I don't think we've ever talked about it. My mom's most beloved candy in the world is Peeps.
I can't abide that. I'm sorry.
Peeps. And I tell her, I'm like, look, Mom, I understand.
Not even candy.
She got me because she got me hooked on Peeps. Like, I think when your parents are raising you, the things that they enjoy, just their attitudes about it makes you enjoy it or not enjoy it. Like for me, the goats, if I'm feeling like a little bit of headache, and I know this is a weird thing that just my mom does, I'll be like, fuck, man, I need like a Reese's peanut butter cup and a Coke. Because that was always her go-to if she wasn't feeling good, was that. That's maybe what they should do. But wait till you hear what old Pepsi and Peeps are doing. Round number 3, like a longtime boyfriend who can't take the next step. President Biden, see, next step, people thought that we were going to do a little plane joke because he fell off the plane the other day. That's not what's going to happen. He refuses to commit to leaving Afghanistan by May 1st. He's not going to be corralled into a corner, is what he said about that May 1st. Yeah, because it's only been like 20 fucking years. 20 years.
Just need a little bit more time. We're almost there.
It's like those folks who get married, or not married, but they, whenever they're waiting to get divorced till their kids move out of the house. They're like,
yeah, like what for?
I'm like, dude, you're going to be fucking miserable and your dick's not even going to work.
Just go be happy.
Get out of here. Just get a divorce. And round number 4. We have round number 4. Big old thing just came up in the middle of my screen, so I got to get rid of that. Round number 4, hand salute. Ready? 2. Freak out because Vice President Harris failed to salute the Marines before boarding Air Force 2, and people were wildly offended by this. But they're not snowflakes. Don't no one say that everybody upset about this was snowflakes. Nobody, because they're not. They're just cold-blooded Americans. Warm-blooded?
Warm-blooded.
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 Yeah, we're warm-blooded.
Warm-blooded.
They probably are cold-blooded. Round 5. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission, especially in the world of memes. The DoD wanted to go full-blown Venn dog on some Russian hackers, but it took 22 days to launch the first meme, and it wasn't even a live-action meme or targeted meme that they went after. It was just your regular old garden variety. Pull up Instagram stories, make a meme, download it, don't post it as a story type meme. And they had to go through, I think I read like something like 20 layers of approval to get this. I can't imagine, Barstool has its faults. Like there's faults about working at any place. Like there's bad things about working at any spot. That is not one that we deal with at Barstool.
Levels of approval, no.
I don't even know who the 22 people would be. If I was just trying to get approval to post a meme.
Frank.
It's just, why, man? Like, especially when you have, like, this is people's jobs. Like, the subject matter expert, the PAO, that's their fucking job, is just this kind of stuff. It's putting out information. So if you can't even do that, pack your shit and go.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a good meme.
It stunk. It stunk, and we'll get into it.
Looked like the Starman Bear.
It was a very terrible meme. Yeah. But what's not terrible is our friends at 3Chi. They are the industry leader in Delta 8 THC products. And let me just say, if I didn't have 3Chi at the end of this move, like the end of the nights, buddy, I'd be fucked. Like just straight up. This has been it was much more smooth for me to move from Okinawa, Japan than to move 9 miles.
Now, why? Why is that?
And it had nothing to do with the moving company. The moving company, my buddy, he works with this company called Ace, and they are fantastic. Like the entire time they came in, they worked hard, they did all kinds of shit, so much like work ethic involved there. This company, like the flooring company, was terrible. We're in the process of selling our other house. And there's something about when somebody talks shit about the house that you're living in, like that you've owned since it was built. Like we built that house that we're selling. This fucking inspector came into the house. This dude stood up there. And you know that, I forget, Peele, I think, what's that fucking skit show that's kind of like
Key and Peele?
Yeah, where he's like, that's what you said that shit to her? You're like, yeah, man. I came up, I was like, bitch. It was kind of like that. So the inspector's sitting up there and he's talking in our upstairs living room when it's open where you can hear it from the bottom. Anything that's going on the top, you can hear from the bottom. Anything going from the bottom, you can hear from the top. And he's like, oh yeah, look at, he's talking like fucking Adam Sandberg on Parks and Recs. He's like, yeah, man, you got to look at this ceiling. This ceiling up here, it's totally concave. I feel like there's a lot of water damage from what's going on with the HVAC. There's never been a drop of fucking water in that place. Nary a drop has been there. he also said that my fucking dishwasher is rusted. Buddy, that's a Whirlpool. It's not fucking rusted. It's practically brand new. We put vinegar cycle in it once every 2 weeks. We've had a maid in there two maids every week forever since we've been in that spot.
You just low-key flexed on everybody.
Yeah.
Big time.
I don't take anything back about it because it's whenever we have put so much care to making sure this place is like nice forever, for him to come up there and say that it wasn't. And then they come up to us and they're like, hey, we want you to give $5,000 in concessions because the roof is, you could suck my fucking left nut. I'm not giving you a goddamn thing. This is seller's market. Rocks.
Okay.
We gave him a couple grand.
Yeah. Well, you've moved into a new house now, which RH has pointed out in the Chaps. He said, "Damn, did Chaps get a divorce and move in with some PFCs off base?"
I'm worried about what people are saying here.
Yeah,
this camera angle, I have to work on it because it looks like this office is shittier. I'm telling you, this office is 50 times better than my other one. Just wait. Give me some patience. Okay. If you remember back to episode 1, this is episode 350. Go back and look some of those clips. You want to see a shitty office? That was a shitty office. The progression of my office has gone along with my contracts at Barstool. So this is going to be better as well. I'm excited about it. But 3Chi, back to 3Chi. They are the industry leader in THC. They have a more functional alternative to marijuana. In fact, our girl MB, she texted me the other night that they are going to start having cookies and Rice Krispie treats for 3G.
Yeah. Dude, but you know what's crazy about the cookies? So I guess the gummies have, what's the amount of THC? It's like 25 milligrams, I think.
25 milligrams, yeah.
25 milligrams, and they say you're supposed to eat half of that. The cookies have, I think, 100, and you're only supposed to eat a quarter or something. I don't know. It was something ridiculous, and there's no way in any world that I'm ever going to just eat like a portion of a cookie. I'm eating the full cookie. So what you're telling me,
Cons, are you confused at what ad reads are for?
No, I'm saying I think that's great. I think that's great. No, yeah, I'm saying it's a great product.
No, what you have to do is titrate up, to use a dog training term. Titration. Okay. Yeah. Titration is like the level of pain or the level of something that you are able to take. So you have to titrate up. When I first started doing 3Chi and taking the 3Chi gummies, the one gummy would kick me out of my dick. So I'd be laughing, giggling along with The Office, even though I'd seen it a million times. Now I'll usually do one when I'm getting ready to wind down, and then one right before I'm going to sleep. Had the vape. Now they're going to bust out the Rice Krispie treats. They're going to have the cookies. They're going to do all kinds of stuff. It's going to be fantastic.
Saying, I'm like a 3 cookie minimum guy anytime I'm sitting down to have cookies. So I can only imagine what this is going to be like. And
if you're 3 cookies, but it's a big cookie too. So this one might be because it looked thick and had the thick boy chocolate chips in there. Make sure you get that. Go to ZBT 2021 is the promo code. You're going to get 5% off your order there. It is incredible. You're going to love it. If you need some good solid sleep, if you need just to do a little goofing, I can't recommend it enough. Honest to God, it's a product that has legitimately changed my life. You need to check it out as well. All right, let's get going with the show. We don't have any music right now if you're all listening on YouTube, but if you're listening on the normal podcast version, you'll be able to hear, what's that song called? Wayward Son?
Fortunate Son.
Fortunate Son. It's only been our thing for like over a year. But
that's true. That's fine. All right, here's the song.
So, chaps, we got a question in the chat. This is from Ant the Gamer. This the new cum dungeon?
That's fucked up. It's not the new cum dungeon. And Kyle, please refrain. Let's keep those questions for Save Rounds and Alibis.
It's an honest question.
Let's act like we've done this before.
I'm sorry,
we can't start the show.
They're hard to ignore.
With people coming in and asking if I'm a cum dumpster. The fuck is that?
This is
a podcast that's co-hosted by a mother. What are we doing?
Is this it was the cum dungeon? Yes or no? Simple question.
I have not come in here yet. I'll say that. All right. So round number 1, we have a little bit of Arizona man. This dude drove from Arizona all the way to Texas. An armed man in Arizona allegedly ambushed 11 National Guard troops transporting COVID-19 vaccinations to Texas and held them at gunpoint Monday after an extensive chase on a highway. That morning, police say the gunman followed 3 vans of troops transporting vaccines from a Love's travel station for 10 miles. First of all, let's stop right there. How do we feel about Love's travel stations?
Every time I've been in one of those, they are amazing.
No, now, disagree. No,
I will say
this. They're no Buc-ee's.
I will say this about Love's. I've never utilized their showers. I'd imagine they're great too, but they're always fantastic every time I've been in them.
My dad was a truck driver by trade. I respect truck drivers a lot. Without truck drivers, this country doesn't run the way that it does.
It's honest work. It's honest work.
That being said, you got to pay me fucking good if I'm going to be taking a shower at a gas station every day. You got to pay me fucking good, dude.
I'm just picturing Jeff's walking from his truck in his slippers and robe and his shower caddy with his loofah hanging out, going ready to exfoliate the whole operation there. That would be a great sight to see.
I mean, because there is that element whenever you're talking about like bathing in a fucking gas station. Being dirty is not that bad.
Yeah.
You know, seriously, we need
when the alternative is I could just stay in my truck and maybe use some dude wipes, shout out dude wipes, and that would suffice until I get home or to a hotel or something. I think that's a good enough alternative.
We need a road trip. We need a ZBT road trip, and we need to compare truck stops. And chaps, you have to shower in every single one of them.
I'm not going to do that. One,
waist up camera angle.
I'm not a shower. I'm a bath guy. Does Love's have bathtubs?
That's true.
That's even funnier.
I doubt it.
That's disgusting, dude.
A Love's bathtub.
That's when you know, like this house, I'm showering so far in this house. Once I switch over to baths, then you know, like I feel like this is my actual home and this is where I live. Moving on. The suspect, 66-year-old Larry Harris. If you'd have asked me before we started this story, what's the guy's name? I bet there's a high probability I said Larry Harris.
I would have landed on Larry Harris at least after the third guess. Absolutely.
Larry Harris allegedly made multiple attempts to run the guard members off the road, according to a statement from the Idalou Police Chief Eric Williams. Williams said that Harris turned his vehicle into oncoming traffic and stopped the National Guard vans. The troops were unarmed. Williams told military.com in a phone call. He added that Homeland Security investigators are expected to bring federal charges. Yeah, dude, you fucking pulled a gun on 11 service members. You can't. That's not just a slap on the wrist.
At least it was a nice gun.
You can't brandish a weapon at troops and nothing happened.
This has, Kyle, this has a very Dirty Harry vibe to it with that type of Colt 45 there.
Oh,
I mean, it's just a 1911.
Yeah. I've got some fucking Dirty Harry conversation I want to have in a minute. And I didn't even tell you guys about it yet. I saved it for the show. So remind me for later. So they go on to say
the
No, the troops were unarmed. Williams told military.com in a phone call. He added that Homeland Security investigators are expected to bring federal charges. It is typical for guardsmen to be unarmed on domestic missions, such as for coronavirus relief. It's common for them to be unarmed unless they're in like a combat zone. Like that's the only time. And that's outside the wire. Even inside the wire, you're not walking around like with like rounds and shit in the chamber.
No, I think that's a common misconception about the military is that everybody's just kind of always walking around with a weapon, and that's just not the case. Especially when you're stateside, all the weapons, they stay in the arms room.
Dude, even as an MP, like when I was only like an actual MP that did like police stuff for maybe 3 months. I had to scream at one of my Marines for bringing a weapon to work before he got his issued weapon. So like, you're not allowed to just walk around all willy-nilly with a weapon. Like,
did he have a license to carry that?
Not on. No, there's
no such thing on base. No. I know there's no such thing. I'm just talking about in general. Did he have a license to operate that and carry?
Yeah, because he was a canine handler too.
Okay.
And canine handlers, fun fact, you get sworn in as a federal police officer too in a lot of areas. So like you have federal credentials where I still have it, where I could take like a gun on a plane or go through TSA, do whatever, be around the president with a weapon, like all kinds of shit. Cannon has to do that kind of stuff. Anyway, so Harris allegedly pointed a Colt 1911 45 caliber pistol at the troops. That's not fucking around either.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not like a
full-size gun. That's a full-size gun.
Our guy 50 Cent would not have survived 9 shots with a Colt 45.
No.
Well, there's only 7 in a 1911. Sometimes 8 if you have the bigger mags. But anyway,
well, he could reload.
He could.
Which would, I mean, that's really fucked up if you do that. So accused the soldier of kidnapping a woman and a child. No service members or police were injured. Idalou officers took Harris into custody without incident. Police said in a statement that Harris had additional magazines on his person. See, Mr. Harris appealed to be mentally disturbed. Yeah, no shit. This was a very dangerous situation since the suspect was standing in the midst of an unarmed guardsman with a loaded weapon. And when the Idalou officers arrived on scene, we're grateful that the officers were able to take him into custody without any of the guardsmen, the officers, or the suspect getting hurt. Harris was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, unlawful restraint of 11 soldiers, unlawful carrying a weapon, impersonating a public servant, and interfering with the Texas military forces. He remains in custody in Lubbock. Yeah, because I imagine his fucking bond is outrageous. Mm-hmm. I mean, 11 separate counts of that shit. Like he could legitimately get 20 years in prison for that.
Possibly. Yeah. I wonder if the judge will take kindly on the fact that he is, suffering from some sort of mental illness, which is unfortunate.
Have you seen the fucking criminal justice system? Like, there's lots of people. I don't know.
No, it's just unfortunate because usually older people who might be, a little mentally challenged might get lost while they're in Walmart and end up in the jeans aisle when they're looking for milk. They don't necessarily hold National Guardsmen hostage with a Colt 45.
Yeah,
that's true.
But I don't think that's something that you can just like sweep under the rug either. That
no,
seems like
you
a
certainly
pretty
cannot.
Egregious offense. Yeah. So going back to the Dirty Harry thing, have you guys know that I was on sea shanty shit for a long time, or not really that long even, like from TikTok. Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of gunslinger ballads?
No.
Gunslinger ballads is what I've been rocking to when I've been driving back and forth a million times. They are fucking incredible, dude. It has like this old Western type of vibe to it where there's certain jobs where you feel like I wish that I was alive in certain other generations where I could have done this differently. Like if I would have gone back, I'd have loved to have been a Wild West, dude. Like just absolutely loved it. These Gunslinger ballads, there's an album just called Gunslinger Ballads. And this guy, it's like story time with music where they just talking about roping and riding out on the range. He's got a big old pistol. His name is Big Iron. Well, roaming down, but a boom, boom, Big Iron. And I fucking can't get enough of it, dude. That and me saying Booger Platoon is what might end up with me getting a divorce.
Yeah. Yeah, your wife does not appreciate Booger Platoon.
I was just going to say, I wonder how many times you said it during this move that was just a very inopportune time that she thought about maybe running you over with a car.
Well, it was pretty bad until it got really, really bad when I changed the security system named Booger Platoon. And so then at night, like whenever like Booger Platoon is armed. Is what because it was like whenever you have at 10 o'clock, like my actual security system kicks on. Mm-hmm. So it's like Booger Platoon is armed. The pool house Booger Platoon is armed. And it's like, okay.
Oh, she's gonna kill you. Uh-huh. So what do you think these national, like if you're driving down the street in a 7-ton and someone pulls you over, what do you even do? Like some crazy guy with a wacky beard and a gun. What do you even do? What do you say?
But they weren't in 7-tons. They were in like a fucking conversion van. I think that makes it. Okay. To me, I will take it another way. If I was in the Navy, I'd be fucking thrilled that this happened.
That's true.
Why?
That's true.
Why?
Because as much shit as as much shit as those sailors caught whenever they went arms up, hands up whenever the Iranian soldiers or the Iranian sailors boarded it.
It's a little different.
It is a little bit different, but you got to be like, look, at least we fucking stopped for a foreign adversary, not some fucking old ass Larry Harris on the side of the road.
Larry Harris. Oh, man.
Don't stop.
I mean, you get stopped by Steve Brown, it's not as bad. You get stopped by a fucking Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. You just imagine what they're saying at Larry's weekly bingo game about him. Oh, did you guys hear about Larry? Held up a freaking convoy again.
I mean, the only Larry I really respect is Larry Bird, and that's barely. I mean, that's like barely.
What other Larrys are there? There's Larry Brown. There's Larry Zonka. That's a good one.
I definitely don't respect Larry Brown.
Larry Zonka, I'll respect.
Let's see.
I got my pal Radical Larry.
I don't like Radical Larry either. I don't like him either.
Kicks everything.
All right, let's move on to round number 2. This one is a little bit gross.
Oh, Larry King, R.I.P. in peace. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't buy a Larry King either.
Why?
Yeah, no.
I mean, you get married 5 times, fine. On the 7th time, can we just move in? Do we have to get married? It's an abomination to the Lord to get married that many times.
Larry David.
Larry David's a good one. That's definitely a good one. I heard a story about Larry King today. I don't know if this is true.
But imagine getting stuck up by Larry David.
Oh, man.
That'd be funny. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be a story and a half. But I heard a story about Larry King today that underneath his desk when he would interview people, he would have 3 fans going at once because he used to fart a lot.
Oh, I thought you meant 3 fans under there blowing that dick off.
Swamp ass.
That's a smart move. I might take that move because
it's actually a great move. I get very warm when we record.
And when your dick starts getting sweaty, it's fucking rough.
Yeah, and then it's over. Yeah. It's just there's no stopping the sweat once it starts.
Yeah. Round number 2, we're gonna go ahead.
How bad do you think these 11 National Guardsmen, are getting roasted by their pals right now?
Oh,
the worst.
Yeah, it has to be mercilessly. The next subject that we're going to talk about is Peeps and soda. But if you don't want to drink Peeps and soda and you want to have an actual meal, go with Trifecta Nutrition. It's the best meal prep on earth. Lifesaver again this week. All the ads that we have basically have been a lifesaver, especially Rocky Boots and Trifecta Nutrition, just warming those things up. All the meals there have been created by chefs and nutritionists to help get into the best shape of our life. Trifecta makes meal prep not suck, and all of our meals are backed by nutritionist science, and they all taste great, making it simple to get the best shape of your life. Trifecta makes eating healthy not suck. You don't have to suffer to eat healthy. It's convenient. You could throw it in the microwave, the onion, the air fryer, basically anything. You can use a rock or something if you still have an MRE heater to use those bad boys as well. You could do whatever you want to heat it up. They have vegan, paleo, keto, and so much more, all kinds of different stuff for all kinds of athletes or even folks that are just aspiring athletes. That being said, I thought about something the other day today, actually, I was driving. It was shocking when I first joined at how unathletic so many military members are. Like I'm not athletic now. I used to be remotely athletic.
Your first pitch says otherwise, but go ahead.
Yeah,
but I'm not a tryhard. I'm not trying to fucking throw it 90 miles an hour.
I'm not even saying 90 miles an hour. You could have at least, gotten it over the plate.
No, but I bet that's the difference. I just don't give a fuck. Like I don't care.
Okay. All right.
And I honestly, with that situation, I was fucking butthurt big time. I haven't talked about that, but the Jacksonville Shrimp fucking bringing me out to Jacksonville. Well, not bringing me out. The Jags brought me out to Jacksonville. But to be in Jacksonville and to be like, hey, we're going to give you the first pitch. And then I'm fucking sitting there to little 7-year-old Derek, and then Ruth from fucking the hospital who battled cancer, which is great. I don't want to take anything away from that. But I don't want to fucking throw out the first ceremonial pitch. I was insulted.
I didn't know there was a third one.
They brought me out like I was a fucking kindergartner.
Oh, wow.
I'm not a kindergartner, but grown-ass man. You want to bring me out and I'm the only one, I'll sling it like George W. Bush after 9/11. I'll bring the heat.
The best first pitch.
Right. But also you can bring the heat to this Kaleo food, which is awesome. What was I going to say again? I was going to say something else.
Something about when you got into the military.
Oh, yeah. So we used to do, after boot camp, after MCT, when I went to MP school, it was the first time that you weren't just doing like traditional military style PT where it's like push up Marine Corps, like where you're doing all that shit. Mm-hmm. You actually had like gyms where you could play basketball, you could do this and that. And I was watching people play. I'm like, you motherfuckers can't even dribble. there's so, and it just turns violent so quickly. Yeah. Like you can't play an actual game of basketball. It's just essentially turns into roller derby with basketball elements. But did you guys know in Russia, there is a sport where they combined basketball and wrestling together?
No, but that sounds awesome.
It looks so much fun, dude. You can only dribble twice. So it's kind of like basketball, wrestling, and ultimate, where you can only dribble twice, and that's as far as you can go. Otherwise, you have to pass it. And as soon as if you have the ball, people can do anything essentially to you except for hit you in the face.
Wait, I feel like I saw a video of this recently that was retweeted by somebody. I think maybe even it was Big Cat, but yes, I think I've seen this now.
It's pretty, yeah, I just saw it recently too. It's pretty fucking incredible. And I think it'd be a great time. Not as a great time as filling that belly up with a little bit of shrimp burrito bowl from our friends at Trifecta Nutrition, which you can get at trifectanutrition.com/0. They're going to give you 40% off, which is a crazy deal. It's also crazy to take some of the favorite combinations of things that people have liked forever and make them all into a drink, because from people.com, spring is in the air and Easter is just a week and a half away. Easter needs to get the fuck out of my face.
What?
Agreed.
I'm so sick of pick a day, Easter.
Yeah.
Like just floating around any old day you want. Like we know we're going to have Memorial Day is going to be the fourth Monday in May. We know that's what's going to happen. We know Christmas is the 25th. We have the fourth Thursday of every single November is going. What the fuck kind of program is Easter on?
Well, it's on the Christian calendar. I mean, there's
but that's like a made up thing. Like you can have it anywhere from March to the end of April can be Easter. The fuck is that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It is something that we should in the year of our Lord 2021, we should be able to come to some sort of a conclusion.
March 15th. March 15th is Easter. Yeah. Just say it.
Yeah,
or even if you do the third Sunday of March.
Listen, if the Pope wants to get back in people's good graces, he could make this happen for us.
Oh, what if the Pope Emeritus Benedict? What if he like overstepped his bounds? It was like, you know what? I'm going to make a formal decree, like the first ever emeritus decree, where you have that guy he's going to say.
Let's get back into the papal wars. Let's bring the papal armies back. Let's have these guys battle it out.
Who do you got? Pope. Okay, what's the current Pope's name?
Francis.
Oh, Francis. Okay, so you got Francis, Benedict, and John Paul. Let's put them all in a Royal Rumble. Who walks out?
I'm sorry, you give me early John Paul. Actually, you know what? I'm taking John Paul too. That guy took a bullet and kept ticking.
He got shot.
Yeah.
He didn't duck either.
That's true. He forgot to duck as well. And he's the reason the Pope Mobile has the protective glass now. So I think I'm going John Paul too.
But Benedict's so much bigger. Benedict's a hoss. He's packing an ass on him.
You can't measure heart. Can't measure heart.
JP too.
All right, now let's put those popes into MOSs. I think Pope Benedict will be a machine gunner. He's just a thick ass dude.
They're giving him a 240. And he's
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah,
that works.
I think John Paul II, forward observer. That's kind of what I see.
I would have said S2, but forward observer works.
S2 or S6. I think maybe. I mean, if he's
Francis,
S2,
I think Francis was a PAO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
works. I think
he's the most media savvy one. He's even got a Twitter account in Latin. That's a try hard PAO move if I've ever seen it.
I didn't know he has a Twitter. I didn't know he had one in Latin as well.
Oh yeah, he's got one in just about every country. I wonder if our friend that's a PAO, Kelsey, I wonder if she has a Twitter feed in Latin. I doubt it. Anyway, spring is in the air and Easter is just a week and a half away, which means they're well due for new Peeps flavors. But this year they're making a splash in a soda form in the most unlikely collaboration since Ed Sheeran and Andre Bocelli. He's got such a beautiful voice too.
It's gorgeous.
Of all the people in the world that I could take their voice, I know that a lot of folks, you're going to want to say like, I would like to be like a Frank Sinatra or let's say like a John Mayer or Dave Matthews. I would love to be like a Pavarotti. If I was Pavarotti, I would be singing constantly.
Yeah, it speaks to how gorgeous it is to listen to their voice when you can listen to them singing something in Italian. I don't speak Italian. I'll still listen because it just sounds amazing. I don't know what he's singing about, but I'm down to listen.
There's one fella named Paul Potts, and he won Britain's Got Talent like 15 years ago. He was a cell phone salesman, and he came out and started singing some opera. Everybody, Simon, the whole squad, everybody was fucking crying.
Everybody. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's gorgeous. I have this album actually. I have the CD. I actually purchased the CD when it came out because it was that good. But Peeps has partnered with Pepsi to create a marshmallow cola, which comes in a 3-pack of cute little 7.5-ounce cans. Sadly, they won't be available on grocery store shelves this year, but fans can enter the sweepstakes to win it by entering the hashtag hanging with my peeps on their social media photos. More specifically, the prompt tells you to share photos enjoying your favorite springtime activities in a safe and social distant manner. I'm out. I am so tired of people having that caveat. Can we just assume everyone knows that that's the caveat?
Yes. No, you're right. I hate having to constantly remind everyone because at this point, you're either bought in or you're not. So I don't want to waste my breath on you anymore. I'm with you.
I don't give a fuck what people do anymore. Just like do whatever you got to do. The cans come in blue, pink, or yellow. Although there's no difference in the flavor, we got our first taste and drink that can confirm that it does in fact taste like marshmallows, very reminiscent of Lucky Charms. You know what else sneaky tasted like that? The you know a Beta brewery that's based out of Louisiana? Uh-huh. They have a strawberry pale ale. I think it's either strawberry.
I've had that. Yeah.
It tastes very much like Trix or Lucky Charms.
Yeah. I don't know who asked for this though. This combination of marshmallow flavor.
It did it so dumbasses like us are talking about Peeps. Yeah. Because Peeps haven't gotten shine in a long time.
Well, rightfully so they haven't. But
why wouldn't Peeps partner with Oreo and do Peeps on the filling? They did?
They did. Yeah, I think they did Peeps Oreos.
I think they did actually. Yeah. I think they did.
Fuck me.
Oreos went through like a midlife crisis for a while where they were just throwing darts at a board and being like, "Yeah, we'll make tree bark."
Yeah.
Oreos.
What's that company that was not Oreos, but the original Oreo that's not Oreo?
Hydrox.
They got cucked. That's the cucking.
Yeah. That's the all-time Wally Pip.
Because now, like, even if you go to Walmart, you go to H-E-B or whatever grocery store you shop at, and you get the store brand Oreo, you're thinking this is store brand Oreo, not store, and they are the originators. I'd be so furious, man.
Yeah, so they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball.
At least the bridesmaid, never the bride.
I will say their packaging, it looks like Play-Doh, okay? And that's a problem because
the packaging that they have here.
Yes,
I think it's gorgeous.
No. It's cute as a button, and it is unbelievable. And I agree, it is gorgeous, but it looks like Play-Doh, and Play-Doh is not edible. So I would not make my product. Okay, crayon eater. That's pretty good. I just have to say. All right. Anyway, I don't know. I just wouldn't make my product look like something that resembles Play-Doh because you want people to be enticed by it. So I don't know. I like it though. Nice overall. Just terrible idea for a combo.
Of all the different things that you could eat from a TV show, all right, go back TV show childhood. What would you want to eat? I can't find the picture of it, but I'll let you guys think while I'm saying mine. That little snack that Alice eats in Alice in Wonderland looks so delicious. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a little cookie or a cake. It looks phenomenal, but she eats it and then she shrinks. I don't want that.
Yeah, I would have said the chocolate river from Willy Wonka's factory. That looks
not
like
dark enough though. Not dark enough.
No, I like it like that. I like it a little milk chocolatey like that. Yeah. So I would go with that.
I'm going with for Willy Wonka. I'd have gone with the little flower that you eat the cup.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I'm going with the Lost Boys and on Never Neverland. I'm eating that. Yeah, on Hook. I'm eating that.
Oh, there you are, Peter. Long time still leave pockets.
No, but so the reason we're talking about this story is because actually Peeps and Pepsi are going to eventually sit down with the DOD, and this is going to be offered in MREs, and it's going to become the new thing that nobody wants to trade with.
Yeah, well, I mean, MRE candy is a big thing. I was explaining to somebody the other day. I was actually explaining to Feidelberg on Barstool Confessions that the M&Ms were because of the military.
Oh, yeah. But
Tootsie Rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Tootsie Rolls
Tootsie Rolls as well. All right, let's move on to round number 3. This one is from Task and Purpose. They say President Joe Biden would not say if all the U.S. troops will leave Afghanistan by May 1. I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. They're not going to. They're absolutely not going to.
I'm going to tell you now on the 25th
and I don't even care what year he's talking about. They're not going to be on. It doesn't even, like, I don't know if they're talking about 2021, 2022. The answer is no. We're just going to be here forever.
Unfortunately. I hate that that's the answer, but yeah.
And it's, I can't stand it because now this is the third president now. This is the third president in a row who's like, we're going to leave when I'm there. And they act like they didn't have the fucking authority to do it. Like they're not in Afghanistan because they have congressional approval and there's been a declared war. It is on the executive branch. Anybody, Obama, Trump, now Biden, all could have said, get the fuck out and you have 10 days to do it.
Yeah.
They would have done it. But but they're like, nevertheless, we've got to stay.
Congress punted it over to the executive like in 2002, pretty much. They're like, yeah, y'all got it. And now I don't know what Congress does. No offense to the congressman. But yeah, I mean, they could do it too. They could be like, all right, we're going to pass a law. It's going to be veto proof. So you can't do shit, President Biden. And we're going to pull all the troops out because it makes no fucking sense to stay anymore. So we're just going to do it. And you can.
And that bipartisan thing, if you can actually get it done, you basically send a big fuck you to the executive branch, which would get that's what I would want. I don't understand these congressmen and congresswomen who don't want to do that anymore. I would want them to say, go fuck off. Like when they did it with the original stimulus package, when they said, look, we're sending this over. It had 3/4 of the House and it had 3/4 of the Senate. Good luck vetoing it because we're going to override it anyways. And once you say that, all bets are off. If you can get legitimate cross the aisle support on something, you might actually be able to govern again. But until that point, we can't do it. We're not going to do it. We're just going to keep on keeping on. I'm sure next year, sometime around April, May, or March, we'll have, are we going to leave by May 1st? The answer there is going to be no. Biden went on it's not my intention. I don't even want to fucking talk about what the presidents are saying. I don't care that it's Biden. I didn't care about it was Trump saying it. I don't give a fuck about what you say. Pull out or shut up. I mean, it's kind of like sex, right? Yeah. You don't want to have a baby, pull out.
Yeah,
what's funny now is go
ahead, Kyle.
This is right before the spring fighting season when the Taliban comes out and they get turned. They go fucking crazy until the next.
I love that they have a fighting season like we have.
Yeah,
baseball.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's pitchers and catchers are
we have spring training. They have spring war.
Yeah, it's nuts. They come out of their holes, and then we left. When I was there, we left in late May, and man, as soon as that spring season kicked off, it was crazy. It got really stupid.
One of my old company commanders had been to Iraq 3 times before I went the first time, and I thought he was a genius because there's certain parts that don't get out even to regular military of what happens. He's like, oh yeah, this part of the country, as soon as it gets a little bit hot outside, they're going to start shooting. It's going to happen at about 7:00 every night. Without fail, 7:00 every night, boom, it would start firing off. And the trends that you see there they're unmistakable. You just see them all the time. So we have a lot of this stuff that's going on with Biden and getting the troops out of there. I just don't give a fuck. We're just going to continue to spend $100 billion a year, and then we're going to do it forever.
Well, so, it's unfortunate because there's definitely interests for various members of Congress and obviously private sector who I hate to say, but do financially benefit from us being over there. And that's horrible to say, but there are interests. So if it was just as easy as us coming home, we know we would have come home, but this is beneficial to some people's wallets. And that's
Smedley
terrible.
Butler.
Yeah, that's terrible that's how people think. But when it comes to the situation in Afghanistan, that's just the way it is. I thought it was interesting what General Richard Clark, the SOCOM commander, said. He said, it's clear the Taliban have not upheld what they said they would do and reduce the violence. Oh, so now in 2021, we would just expect the Taliban to start telling the truth and do as they say? Really?
Yeah. Well, we haven't learned anything the last 20 years. These aren't stand-up folks.
No, they're not good people. So why would we expect that anything they say is honest? So just ridiculous at this point. And then basically Biden's like, oh, well, I don't expect them to be there next year. We might not make May 1, but they won't be there next year. All right. Okay, President.
You said that when you were running for fucking vice president in 2007.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it from Biden at all, or anyone. If you've been an elected official since like 2004, shut the fuck up. Like no one believes anything that you say ever. All right, let's move on to round number 4. This one is brought to you by our good friends at Roman. Hell yeah, we're doing a little bit of Roman goofing. I love it when we talk about Roman because we're talking about long-lasting sex, which is something that I enjoy. Roman swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast-acting. I have to imagine that these movers think that I'm like a giant perv because they send, like Roman will send different products and stuff like that. I have a drawer that was in my bathroom that is just slap full.
So did you do any packing pre them showing up, or you just said, hey guys, pack my stuff?
Not really packing, but we had purged a lot of shit, like to basically make the house look empty, because this entire concept of showing a house is so archaic and stupid. Like you're like, oh, no one's ever lived in this house that you're about to buy. Are you kidding me? Like they haven't even sat down here before. Like they lived here for 10 years, but they mostly just stay out back. They just love that stock tank pool so much. Roman swipes can send you, they're going to send it to you discreetly, unmarked packages. So each one of the swipes is small enough to hide in your wallet or wherever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipe out, swipe it on your cock, let it dry, and you're good to go. Go to getroman.com/0. You can get your first month for free of swipes for your first month for $5 when you use the monthly plan. That's getroman.com/0. Great deal there. All right, so we're going to end the YouTube now. We want you to come back for the rest of the show. We have more topics to come up. Make sure that you check it out when the normal show drops tomorrow morning. Before we go, though, we want to is there any questions from the YouTube group? Did you have any?
Well, chaps, I got some bad news for you, pal.
What?
I'm pretty sure your office is going to be called the Cum Dungeon from here on out. People are using it in the chat. I told them specifically, do not.
That's fine. That's my family calls it the murder cellar. They say that it's. I can essentially be like Dexter in here. That if I start ordering large cellophane rolls, that they're going to be very nervous.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That looks like, was it ever used as a wine cellar? Because that's what it really looks like.
It is a wine cellar. That's what it's designated as. Yeah. But it was like it had this tan color, and I painted that white. But it's like a moisture thing because it's kind of like basement-y vibes. So I wanted to seal out the moisture. I'm going to put up some wood panels in here. It's going to look nice. Trust me, folks. My office wasn't shit before. I'm not going to move into a nicer house and have a shitty place.
Somebody, I think our guy Grit mentioned that little tiny window. That's where people give up their hope that anyone's going to see them when they come by, when they're chained to that pole.
No, that pole is for dripping. So there's there's a porch above it. So
okay.
Okay. Whatever you say. Whatever you say.
Look, it looks lovely. You fucking dicks.
Yeah, it puts the lotion on the skin.
I told them not to make fun of it, but they don't listen to me.
What a bunch
of
fucking
care
assholes.
what I say.
All right, well, we're going off of YouTube. Come back and join us with the